Well, you know what time it is? Season number 2. What do you say? J and K. Let's get at it, brother. What we got?
All right. Wow, that was a deep one, man. I can't with you. I'm exhausted. Yo, Doc, I'm exhausted, man, with this guy, man.
Yo, I mean, I'm sorry I got to school y'all sometimes.
I love it. We're back, baby. I love this.
Yeah, but like my G, pace yourself, dog. It's the first episode of the second season. Leave some in the tank.
You brought up that topic, not me.
So polarizing with you. Anyway.
I'm saying.
All right, so let's see what this says. Mm-hmm. It says this is from Jamel from Atlanta, and this came to us via Instagram. It says there's a low-key rift between me and one of my friends. We've been boys for years, dating back to our college days, and we're both in our 40s now. The cause for the rift is not even the issue; it's how he apologized about it. It was over something that we had an agreement on. An understanding, a gentleman's agreement about, and he violated it. The problem is he claims he wasn't aware that he got out of pocket, so he takes solace in that it wasn't his intent. So to him, no big deal. When our other friends and family heard about it, they too said he was wrong and should apologize, but he was dug in and continued to say he disagreed. Then one day, after so many days, he just out of the blue said to me, "Hey, yo, my bad on that thing." That was it. Honestly, it felt hollow, but he continues to fall back on, he apologized. And what more can he do? Technically, he's right. So I keep my feelings to myself, but the truth is, I feel some kind of way. I feel like a bitch for feeling this way, but after weeks of him denying it, and then him giving me the most lamest apology ever, it's difficult to move on. That's my bro. I love him. Pause. Not like that. He put that in parentheses.
Okay.
But it's a strain for sure. What should I do? Well, that's a lot.
What should I do? So you want to know my answer on what he should do? Or he wants to know my answer, what should he do?
Yeah.
I mean, so...
All right, Jamel. Buckle in.
I mean, Jamel, you're saying that he apologized to you. So I don't know what else more that he can do. I mean, if you're still feeling this way, I mean, maybe you should end the friendship. I mean, why should you stay in something that you feel uncomfortable with? You know, I will give you a little bit of advice, Jamel. You know, the thing, our friends are hard to come by. And sometimes you just have to take them for who they are, right? Because I'm pretty sure your shit stinks too. So, you know, if you look at it that way and understanding that you are not perfect, he's not perfect, your other friends, family members, strangers in this world, nobody's perfect in this world. You know, do you know sometimes people don't even get an apology? You ever thought about that? So the mere fact that your friend of many, many years thought about it and listened to the advice from you and the rest of their friends, and he actually apologized, well, then that's what it is. What more do you really want from this guy? I mean, it seems like you're kind of squeezing blood and squeezing, you know, milk from the cow. You can't squeeze any more from it. So I think you just have to take solace in yourself and see where you may have went wrong yourself. And then again, I don't even know what the issue was. You know, maybe I'd get a little more into what it was. Was it something so important? I mean, I don't know. Did he, you know, cheat on you, did he cheat? Did he take your woman? Did he sleep with your woman? I don't know. What did he do? I don't really know all those details, but from what you're saying, from what Jamel is saying to us, his friend apologized to him. What more is he really supposed to do? I don't know. I think just accept it and move on.
I know what I hear what Jamel is saying. I get it. So he didn't specifically say what it was, but whatever it was, it hurt him. And I think that's the thing that he's saying. It
Okay.
hurt. And I believe that Jamel feels like that's my guy, that's my bro, would be more in tune to like what he did and how it affected someone that equally cares about him. But it sounds like his friend is not from that place. And
Well, I don't know if his friend is not from that place.
well, yeah. So because to me it sounds like the friend who didn't apologize, right? And what he's saying it was
Well, he
like it
said
wasn't.
He did apologize.
Well, hold on,
Okay.
please. That it was that he didn't apologize for a while, and then eventually he said it. But it feels like he was browbeaten into it, and then when he finally said it, it's like my bad, right? So it's kind of I think.
Well, did he technically? He didn't say. Did he technically apologize and say I apologize or I'm sorry? Or did he say my bad?
Well,
what did he say?
According to the letter, he said, "My bad on that thing." So
Well, that's not an apology.
Maybe that's the rub, right? Like that's part of it. That's his way of apologizing, but which goes to the overall message, which is one, I don't believe I did anything wrong. Two, all right, fine. If you want me to say something, my bad on that.
No, you can't say my bad. You have to say I apologize.
Says my bad on that. And so that's light.
Right.
So he's trying to do what you said, it sounds like to me, which is swallow that and accept his brother for how he is. But it's a challenge. Listen, man, I think that people often, when it comes to apologies, a lot of us, it's very simple to do. There is a lot of us where it is difficult to do, right? And I think generally those that it's difficult to apologize view the apology for or about themselves. So when you say, I've already apologized once, or I've said it once, or I've said, like they're thinking about themselves. To me, I think it's about the person that you did something to, the person that was offended, the person that was hurt. So from that standpoint, if I say it 1 or 100 times, if I did something wrong, then I'm going to put that out there, because the most important thing to me is not standing there with an apology clicker. Right. The most important thing to me is making certain that the person that I hurt feels better. Right. That I regain their trust. That I broke something and then I put that back together. That to me is the most important thing. And if it's for someone that I care about, well then I want to do that even more so. Right. Right. And so but I don't know if generally people feel that way. They get caught up in, I've already said it. How many times do I need to say, listen, you do it as many times you freaking need to do it.
So let me ask you this. So let's say you cheat on your girl and she catches you and you profusely apologize. Not once, not twice, not 3 or 4 times, but you apologize 400 times. And let's just say, Kate, this never stops. She keeps, for 10 years, she keeps asking you every other day to apologize. So you're cool with apologizing every day for 10 plus years or for the rest of your life, even though you've apologized numerous times over the last 10 years. So you're saying you're fine with that because that's just what she needs.
If the relationship is important enough for me,
you will apologize every day.
Absolutely. Right. Like I did that. And and let me also say, it's more than just the words. It's the work as well too. I wouldn't just be saying I apologize. I would be showing, in this case, you said cheated. Yeah. I'm gonna have to show that in how I move and things that I do. Right. To regain
and not
it.
Do it again.
Right. And it really is about putting it back together, especially if you and that person were in a good place. Yeah. Your behavior, your actions broke that. Shut it down. Right. Things are different now. Just saying, I apologize is not enough. You need to put the work in.
Right.
And I don't, and also, how does that person receive it? We're not all wired the same way. There's a, we talk about love languages, right? What's somebody's apology language? Maybe they only need to hear it once. Maybe they need to hear it multiple times. Maybe they need to hear it as well as you're doing something.
Yeah.
All I know is this. You created this mess. You fix it.
Right.
You are not in position to say, well, I already apologized. Like, how many times you want me to? You do what's necessary if the relationship is important to you. If it's not, all right, then that's an answer too. For me, the things that, now it's rare.
Right.
I don't screw up. But the times that I did, listen, I remember a time I was dating and I dropped the ball with somebody I was dating. Not cheating. Don't even folks, I don't cheat. But I screwed something up. And then I felt bad about it and I apologized for it immediately. I apologized a couple of times. I said it, I texted it. And then I went and bought flowers, right? She was at work, but I didn't just buy a bouquet of flowers. I bought 12 bouquets of flowers.
Well, you do that every other day.
So
special.
Here they came, one after another. They kept coming in. Delivery person, flowers for so-and-so, flowers for so-and-so, to the point that she was overwhelmed by it. Like, she literally was like, okay, enough. She tapped out. It was really like, I said, I'm really sorry. She goes, I get it. She was one of those people that didn't like a lot of attention. Her coworkers were like, oh my God, like someone must really love you. Like, she was overwhelmed by it and knew that I was sincerely apologetic for what I had done and I was trying to fix it. That is what gave her the pathway back. And that's what's key. Generally, if it's someone that you are friends with or you care about, you want to forgive that person, right? Generally speaking, you want to forgive that person. But people want to feel good about the decisions they make. They want to feel good about the person they see in the mirror. They need a pathway back so that they can also feel good about themselves. It is difficult to move to the healing stage if we can't reconcile the acknowledgement and an apology phase. Give them that, and so that it's easier for them to come back into the fold. That's what I did with her. I overwhelmed her with that apology, and it made her easier to accept it and say, okay, he is, and moreover, I'm okay with it. Like, I feel good about it. Like, I'm not hating myself because I forgave someone who really didn't forgive me, or who really doesn't forgive, who didn't really apologize. He said it, but he didn't really mean it. I don't trust that. He may do it again. That's a part of it. And if you notice, all of what I said has to do with the person giving it, right? I mean, receiving it, not from the person giving it. So
I disagree with you, because what you did right there in your situation, you just bought the apology. You knew what you were doing. That wasn't really for her. That was for you. You bought the apology. I more agree with what you said about things that you do. Things that you do doesn't depend on what you're buying. First of all, she knew what you were doing, okay? That didn't work anymore. Like, you bought her forgiveness. That is not a true you just said dozens of
flowers.
You right.
That's
you
not buying her.
You just got ridiculous. So you bought her forgiveness.
I said I overwhelmed her.
Right, no, it's the same thing. You bought her forgiveness.
Somebody said, listen.
Okay, I don't want listen, if someone is apologizing, don't buy me. Don't buy my forgiveness.
Copy that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm saying. Well, I ain't never do nothing wrong to you anyway, so I don't have to worry about you doing that. But I'm just saying.
Duly noted, motherfucker.
Don't ever buy my forgiveness. Do something that entails zero money. Like, just apologize. If you apologize, I accept it.
Right.
And one thing about Jamel, listen. Well, I don't know if he technically apologized. If he didn't, well, then he's wrong. He had to apologize to you. My bad is not good enough. But if he did apologize to you, right? And I find it hard to believe that he didn't, if that's your friend. I kind of find it hard to believe. If you still don't really feel it, then unfortunately, you may never feel it. Then you're just going to have to move on. There's no reason for you to stay in this friendship if you don't feel it.
No.
He can apologize to you a million times. He can buy you, a car. He can, try to buy you forgiveness like KO did in his situation. But if you really don't feel it, you're just not going to feel it. You might get a new whip or some new car or something. I don't know. But I'm saying you're never going to feel it. And there's no need to stay in a friendship, a relationship with a woman, a man, a family member, whatever case that is, if you don't or if you cannot accept their apology. You just need to call it a day, call it a friendship, call it a relationship, and keep it moving. That's my best advice to you, Jamel. It's really all I have, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note,
it's been real. Hopefully, helped Jamel out.
I don't think you did, bro.
I don't know if you did, because I don't know what that guy.
You just told him that. You just told Jamel to leave his boy, right?
No, I didn't tell him. I said if he doesn't feel it close within his heart, I hope they stay together.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but for real though, if he doesn't feel it, if you don't feel it with a friend, whether it project, would you continue to stay? If you was Jamel, would you continue to stay in a relationship?
I fight for the relationships are important to me, and you need to fight for that. You guys met, and he said from college, and they're in their 40s now.
Yeah.
You got to put a little bit more in that, and I think the reason why he reached out is because he's wrestling with that. And it kind of sticks in his craw a bit. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I will say though is just in counter to what you said, the way that you said, hey, if it's you, someone apologizes, you're good. You don't need to do this or do that, so forth and so on. And that kind of correlates to what the comment that I made. Like we talk about love language, but maybe there's an apology language. So if someone, technically speaking, does something to Jay, does you wrong, Jay's apology language is, you don't need to beat me over the head with a bunch of apologies, right? Give me you apologize and I'm good. That's essentially what I get from that. But the next person may need more than that. And that's why I said, I believe that it's not about the person giving the apology. It's meeting the person that's receiving it.
Right.
Give that to what they need. Now, the example I gave, she loves flowers. She needed it. Like that. I knew that was something that would speak to her. Wasn't buying it.
It was.
It wasn't buying it.
Oh, in my opinion, it was.
And so, because exactly your opinion, that's what that is, because you don't accept that. And that's the point where I think the disconnect is with a lot of people. People are looking at it from their perspective as opposed to the receiver. I think if we do it that way, more often than not, people will land where they need to be. But listen, the whole world could stand to attend a master class on apology.
So if you apologize to this young lady and you meant it from the bottom of your heart and you did it several times, and she only accepted it when you sent her dozens and dozens and dozens of roses, you think that's good on her part, or not accepting your apology for what it was and only accepting it with the dozens and dozens of roses? No, I think that's a problem.
I think it's not.
That means you can be bought.
I think it's all of it though. It's all of it.
That's a big problem to me.
Well, that's
yeah.
fine.
I'm not buying anybody's apology. I'm not doing that.
Well, it's not viewed.
And I don't care. And I don't even care if that's
way.
their language. That's their apology language. I'm not doing that because I don't need to buy your apology.
Yeah,
if I apologize to you and I mean it, because me personally, I don't say anything I don't mean. I just don't. So if I personally apologize to someone, I apologized. Because if I didn't feel sorry or apologize, I wouldn't apologize. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to even fucking go with you. Like you know.
But
Doc,
Jamel said he didn't apologize, so I don't know.
You know, Doc. We're gonna put this topic to bed, but it kills me how Jay talks to me not Jay talks to me like a co-host that just met this motherfucker, right? Like, I know this dude, B.
No.
And some of the shit he says, like, I just like, all right, you know what? For the fans' sake and the sake of this show, let's keep the shit moving. But I just be wanting to yell cap every time he starts saying something.
This guy, trust and believe.
Come on, man.
We know what we're talking about in the J&K show. Listen, Jamal, I hope we helped you out, okay? Listen, I think I can speak for the both of us. We want you guys to keep your friendship. Oh, no, we do. When it comes to that stuff. We want you to keep your friendship. But guess what? If you can't keep it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. What can we tell you? We wish the best for you two. But it is what it is. You got to be comfortable with yourself and be comfortable with the decision that you make at the end of the day. That's all we got. All right? It's been fun, all right? Yeah. Damn, you crazy. Anyway. It's been fun. It's been real. We had some interesting topics today. Great question from Jamel. Thank you for sending that question. Hopefully helped you out. And we will be back next week for another great show with great topics. And until then, next week on the J&K Show, I'm your man, J. Rob, my brother K. Until then, be good. Peace out. We out. Later, y'all.